The shaggy black, a water spirit, venture too close. The Bunyip is a mythical creature from the Aboriginal folklore of southeastern Australia, believed to inhabit swamps, billabongs, creeks, riverbeds, and waterholes. The Bunyip features prominently in traditional Aboriginal beliefs and stories across Australia, with its name differing based on tribal nomenclature. In his 2001 book, author Robert Holden identified at least 9 regional variations of the creature known as the Bunyip throughout Aboriginal Australia. The Bunyip is described as an amphibious, almost entirely aquatic creature, with no sightings on land. It inhabits various bodies of water such as lakes, rivers, swamps, and waterholes. Welcome to the place where you'll find your perfect accommodation. If you're the owner of a hotel, motel, or a similar establishment, don't hesitate to reach out for a potential collaboration. Physical descriptions of the Bunyip vary widely. In the 1840s, George French Angus documented a water spirit from the Murundi people, resembling an enormous starfish. The Chalacum Bunyip, an outline carved by Aboriginal people near Ararat, Victoria, was first reported in 1851, depicting a bunyip speared after killing a man. Eugenie Louise McNeil's childhood recollection from the 1890s described the bunyip with an owl-like snout, suggesting it might be nocturnal. Bunyip sightings typically fall into 2 categories: 60% resemble seals or swimming dogs, and 20% are long-necked creatures with small heads, while other descriptions are ambiguous. The seal dog bunyip is described as 4 to 6 feet long with a shaggy black or brown coat, round head, prominent ears, no tail, and whiskers like a seal or otter. The long-necked variety is 5 to 15 feet long with black or brown fur, large ears, small tusks, a horse or emu-like head, a maned neck about 3 feet long, and a horse-like tail. Natives describe bunyips as amphibious, nocturnal, reclusive, and inhabiting lakes, rivers, and swamps. They are said to swim swiftly with fins or flippers, have a loud roaring call, and feed on crayfish, though some legends depict them as dangerous predators of humans. Bunyips appear in Ngarrindjeri dreaming as the Mulyawonk, a water spirit that punishes children who venture too close to the water, teaching the Ngarrindjeri sustainable practices. Over the past 150 years, various theories have been proposed to explain the origins of the bunyip as a physical entity. In 1933, Charles Fenner suggested that the bunyip myth might originate from seals occasionally traveling up the Murray and Darling rivers. He cited instances of seals being found far inland and noted that their smooth fur, prominent eyes, and bellowing cries matched bunyip descriptions. Another theory posits that the bunyip is a cultural memory of extinct Australian marsupials like Diprotodon, Zygomaturus, Nototherium, or Pallarkests. In the early 1990s, paleontologist Pat Vickers-Rich and geologist Neil Archbold suggested that Aboriginal legends might have arisen from encounters with prehistoric bones or living prehistoric animals. They also mentioned that legends of the Mihurung Pering Mal might refer to the extinct giant birds, the Dromornithidae. In a 2017 Australian BirdLife article, Carl Brandt suggested that Aboriginal encounters with the southern cassowary inspired the bunyip myth. The first description of the bunyip from 1845 mentioned characteristics such as laying blue eggs, having claws, powerful legs, a brightly colored chest, and an emu-like head. The bunyip's serrated bill was likened to stingray barbs, linking it to far north Queensland indigenous people known for their stingray-tipped spears and proximity to cassowaries. Another possible inspiration for the bunyip is the shy Australasian bittern, whose low-pitched booming call during the breeding season has earned it the nickname bunyip bird. By the 1850s, bunyip was also used as a synonym for imposter, pretender, or humbug, although this usage is now obsolete in Australian English. The term bunyip aristocracy was first coined in 1853 to describe Australians aspiring to be aristocrats. In the early 1990s, Prime Minister Paul Keating used this term to describe members of the Conservative Liberal Party of Australia opposition. The word bunyip still appears in various Australian contexts, including place names such as the Bunyip River, which flows into Western Port Bay in southern Victoria, and the town of Bunyip, Victoria. The Bunyip, a weekly newspaper, originates from Gawler, South Australia, first published as a pamphlet by the Gawler Humbug Society in 1863. Its name reflects its association with Australian humbug. In Clifton Hill, Victoria, stands the House of the Gentle Bunyip, built in the 1860s and now serving as housing for low-income individuals. Colin Thiele authored Gloop the Gloomy Bunyip, a children's book published in 1962, while Michael Salmon created the character Alexander Bunyip, featured in various books and a television series. Various references emerged, including Jenny Wagner's The Bunyip of Berkeley's Creek and the song The Bunyip from the film Dot and the Kangaroo. Additionally, a coin-operated bunyip was constructed in 1972 in Murray Bridge, South Australia. Australian children's author Jackie French penned several bunyip tales, including the short story Bunyip's Gift, featured in the anthology Mind's Eye. The Silver Brumby TV series showcased a friendly bunyip in one episode. In the Australian film Frog Dreaming, the search for a bunyip named Donkajan takes center stage. Red Billabong, an independent Australian film released in 2016, follows two estranged brothers stalked by the bunyip. Bunyip stories have been published beyond Australia, such as in Bibhutabhushan Bandyopadhyay's Bengali novel Chandra Pahar, later adapted into a film portraying the bunyip as a threat to treasure seekers in southern Africa. Additionally, the role-playing game Werewolf, The Apocalypse incorporates the bunyip legend as a tribe of Australian native Garu, though they are portrayed as extinct. In the 21st century, the bunyip has become a global phenomenon, appearing in various creative works. The video game series Ty the Tasmanian Tiger portrays bunyips as peaceful mystical elders inhabiting the dreaming world. American author Daniel Pinkwater introduces Bruce Bunyip in the Nediad, initially described as a menacing figure. The Secret Saturdays features bunyips as focus cryptids, depicted as mischievous creatures rather than fearsome monsters. Naomi Novik's Tongues of Serpents includes bunyips as dragon relatives adapted to the outback's extreme conditions. In The Island by Adrian McKintyre, an antagonist invokes the fear of the bunyip before meeting their demise, adding an element of mystery to the Australian set novel.